Hello and welcome. This is Rather Be Doing This, and today I'd rather be playing Ostriv. Alpha 4 has just released, and I was really keen to get playing on this. So I'm going to start a new game, and one of the new updates is you can now have spruces instead of pine. So let's do that. I was just looking at all the maps. I'm thinking map 7. Yeah, that'll be great. Okay, we'll start by pausing. It's March, the beginning of March, and the snow is still melting all over the place. Okay, so we've got to get some houses in. That's the damn thing. Our main purpose or main aim at the moment. Have a look around, maybe come out a bit and have a look around. Wow, it's a very windy. Okay, where can we put this camp? Anywhere here? No, that's inaccessible, so we can have it anywhere around here. So here, yeah, oh, this is the edge of the map. Okay, so we'll kind of be on the edge here. Can't go too far this way. So basically we're going to be here somewhere. Okay, we've got some limestone deposits over here. So let's think about this. Where shall we want to be? This is a good forest. This will make it a good industrial area. If you've got a forest here, you know, you can do thatching and stuff over here. Some hills over here. Maybe we can build the houses up along here in a forestry. I don't know if that's going to be, not sure about the size of things. Maybe it'll do if you put our encampment here. Build houses and things here. Maybe we should. Okay, let's do that. If we're building here, do we want our encampment right here, or maybe just here? Yeah, let's get our encampment here, because we'll get industrial, get some first houses. Town hall and market, is that too far? Because we're going to have farmland up here. Okay, right. Okay, so we'll put down our market over there, and we've got this guy up. Anyway, we've got our little town hill. Let's pause it here and have a look around. First thing we're going to need to do is get some forestry in. Okay, so I'm thinking that what we should do is have the forestry and the carpentry, that kind of industry up here. So if we move around a bit like that, yeah, let's have it here. Why not? Okay. And now on the new patch, they will start moving as soon as they've completed that. They're going to start doing the next thing. So I think we actually need to plan out our houses. Now, village house with garden, how big is that? Because I'm kind of wanting to have them around this little ridge here, and then actually maybe I should do this side first. First of all, I'm going to check to see. Oh, you see now, uneven terrain. Oh, there's a place there. We can get a dock in there. Okay, so we can get a fishing dock in there. Otherwise, it's there, and Okay, so now this is a good place. So let's do the housing over here. Okay, I'm going to get some nice housing with the riverfront. And now these will be the founders' houses. So we kind of want these to be a little bit nicer. Okay. And we'll put one there. But what I'm going to do is actually just make these slightly bigger, because these are the founders, these are the starting. Actually we can get these nicely onto the ridgeline like this. We'll move their house into the front garden. No, because you want to be near the river. And put this on the ridgeline. There we go. Okay, give them some space to walk in the front. Like that. Rotate the house a bit so that it's on the ridgeline. Maybe up in this corner. Can look over. Straighten up a bit to give us better fields. Yeah. Now that'll be the mayor's house, as being the first house. Yeah. Okay, great. That'll be our first house. And our second house will come next to it. Like, can't build on water. Yeah, no, fair enough. Move it out a bit like that. Okay, let's move this in. Get rid of the can't be built on water. Make it a bit bigger. I was complaining about the fencing, but we'll move that up. We'll move it up opposite that. Maybe rotate it a little bit into the corner like that. Not so much. Let's get a better view of that, shall we? Oopsie. Oh, why can't I get this in? Why can't I get this in? Okay, there we go. Right, like that. Great. Okay. So, now that we've got two houses, and they can start doing that, I'm going to start letting time go forward. And that'll let some people start going. Okay, great. There they're off. There they go. Collecting all their stuff. Okay, what I want to do is make sure that I've got the maximum amount of builders. Okay. And now what we're going to want to do is we want to make a bit of a feature of this. So we've got the builder's yard. And once they're busy there, they're going to need to cut down some trees. And what I want them to do is to maybe cut down some trees for, we're going to need a clay pit as well, for a charcoal pile. Okay, now see if I can get them in here. I can get one in the forest here without chopping down anything here. I'll put one there, and one, let's rotate it a bit and get it into the forest there. Maybe a third one, and then the ladies that are sitting around doing nothing at the moment can work on these. There we go. Great. Now, I know it's more efficient to put them at the back here, but the reason I'm wanting to put them over here is in amongst the trees where we can hardly see them. There they are. And the lady's going to come and stack them. Now, what they did is to make charcoal is they used to go and make this area, and they'd chop down a whole lot of wood and they'd pile it up, and then they'd go to get clay and they'd cover it up, and they'd start a fire in the middle, and once it's going they'd actually cover the whole thing up with clay so that it would stop combusting, stop burning, and just start smouldering, and therefore making charcoal. They'd make a small hole at the top to let the smoke through, and then they'd just have to keep repairing any cracks and everything to stop the fire going through. Now, this process would take 3 days. So these people that went out there would sit, and for 3 days they'd have to watch, because if a crack appeared and they started, I'm just checking everything's here. If a crack appeared and they started, it would start burning and the whole lot would be lost. So they'd have to be awake, etc. So these guys would have been awake for 3 days. Now, the interesting thing is the Brothers Grimm's, as writes the Grimm's fairy tales, they got a lot of their stories from these charcoal burners, from things that they'd seen after being awake for 3 days in the middle of the forest. You can imagine how their imagination must have gone wild. And that's where we get our Grimm's fairy tales from, which was amazing. Okay, starting. Okay, now that we've got some they're taking shape, we can see what's going to be happening here. Now, what I'm wanting to do is, I think I'm going to have this this big arch here in front. Okay, let's see if I can line myself up a little bit better than I'm doing. I'll get this big arch out front here. Okay, and that's going to be the entry to the forestry, to the lumberyard area kind of thing. Do I want it there? Yes, we're going to have it here. Okay, and I'm going to get some, oh, I love all the new, I'm going to get some, I think of these fences, and I'm just going to lock it there. There we go. Just a basic fence. Am I happy with that fence? Oh, it's very industrial looking. I actually, can I not select the fence? Yes, I can select the fence. But I don't like that fence. I'm going to go for not a fancy fence. Fence number 3. Kind of think that's what I just had. Fence number 1. That's more for animals and things like that, or you're wanting to keep people out. Fence number 2. Yes, fence number 2. Yeah, there we go. Great. Okay, and that'll start enclosing this area in. Not the most efficient. Actually, do I want to do that? I mean, that'll just stop them for now. But no, here we're looking for the freaking fence again. Oh, click on the fence. That'll help. Okay. Let's try with our fence number 2, but I think what we should do is actually come out to about here. About there. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Make a bit of a yard at the back, and then come to, oops, come to there somewhere. suppose that's going to be the opposite of the gate, perhaps? Yeah, opposite the gate, leaving that one tree there, they'll probably chop it down. Great. Okay, so now they'll start using the gate while they're building it, which means it's a little bit further for them. However, they are going to then start using the proper pathways. Now I've got to watch this construction because they're going to move on to these houses, but I do want to plan this out a little bit. And I was thinking what I should do is actually the Carpentry Building. It would be like really great if it was oh, it's kind of lined up already. If it was kind of back here, so it gets the wood straight from here, it kind of makes sense. And if we place it here, okay, great, that's going to be not built at the moment, but that's where it's going to be. We're also going to need a smithy. This is making our industrial complex. Now that's quite handy if it sits here. Now we're also going to want a cart park, so leave some space so that we can get traffic in, so they come in through the gate, and then the smithy will be kind of over here. Great. Okay, also going to pause that for now. This is getting done quite nicely. That's great. And in this industrial complex, what else are we going to want? Right. They've got this cart shed now, which allows deliveries. Now, how big is? Oh, that's quite big actually. Now, maybe what I should do is, if it was here, then I could move this gate out here. Actually, no, maybe it's sitting out here is not a bad idea. Or maybe it should be here as part of the complex. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe that's an idea. Right, so it's going to come in here. We can bring it quite close. Oh, that's also going to be paused. How are they doing? Oh, yes, they're doing very well here. They're nearly finished here. It's all going up. Very nice. Right, and we're going to need 2 workers there. Do we have 2 workers? Open vacancies, men looking for a job? Oh, open vacancy, but no men looking for a job. So we need to fire a builder. Is he going to come here? Open vacancies. 9 men looking. No, we can't hire a woman there. Do we have to fire 2 people? Maybe they need to finish their current job first. Taking a rest, taking a rest. Come on. Right, I obviously need to fire 2 people here. Still not. Okay, oh, we need to create a clay pit. Oh, that was quite important and something. Okay, I was hesitating with the clay pit because once you've built the clay pit, that's its position permanently. But I do think this kind of makes sense. I'm going to pause for a second while I figure this out. because I actually also need a, where is it, a thatchery. Now a thatchery would make sense down here. It could be part of the, actually, you know, part of this side. See, I thought it would kind of make sense if we, you don't want everything square, etc., that we'd have these, maybe that side, because there's more thatch that side. One day even build a bridge, make it look like there. Okay, so we have the thatchery. If we have that, like, oops, kind of like that next to the river. Okay, it would mean that we could then put the clay pit kind of next to it. Take it a little bit. We don't want to block off that path. We're going to flip it. Right, so they're getting the thatch, because I think it kind of makes sense that they get the mud next to the river. Okay. Right, so that just goes in immediately. And then what we'd want to do is to get our fencing to go along here. Too long here. So we'd have a section up to there, maybe. Section going straight. And we can like make this area pretty at other stage. I just don't want people. There we go. Okay, so now this is the entrance to the complex, and so for all the roads should then start coming through here, and hopefully with them coming down to the clay pit, they'll start making a road down the middle. Excellent. Okay, great. Get that going on. And now they're busy with these houses. Okay, so now these are the two, the riverfront houses. And I'm thinking that the next house would be kind of along here somewhere. So following the river nicely like that. So I found this house, so I want to make it nice. Let me move this point up here to follow the ridge, but that makes it narrow, so let's give him a bit of length here. Okay, move that out a bit as well, and then this house we can rotate and put it in this corner. Ooh. Seems the founders like to build in the corner so that they can plant around. It might be nice to have a tree or something there in the corner. Okay, that's that going. And in fact, what I think I'm going to do is put a spruce tree so that we can. Place is occupied. They can't. It's building. I think once it's built, no, I think they plant their own stuff now. I know on the new mod they're doing. Okay. He will fit here. Riverfront property. And what happens if we just make his property like this corner here? Like that kind of thing. you're following the ridge, so if he's we're not going to get anything else really on here. We could decorate this corner. Okay, so let's do his house down to all the way down to here. Why not? Should have been the mayor's house, I suppose. Too long. Okay, great. And then he would have his house up here on the top of the hill, I'm sure. Oh goodness me, he would. Entrance is blocked. Yeah, no. He'd like have it there on the river bend. That would be great. How's that looking? Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, so that's 4 of our houses. We need another 5. So let's build around here, build all these on the back. Flip it around. No, it doesn't kinda. Let's see how we get these other houses in before we work on that strange thing. Yeah, how would we? Yeah, I've confused the game completely with these big houses. Okay, let's start on this side of the ridge line where it might be a little bit easier. I can get my keys sorted out. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that is a base. Now these are founders' houses, so we want them slightly bigger, and of course we're going to put him there at the corner, back to back with this house. Would that be a terrible idea? It could be. Actually, I would guess that this guy would want to see the river, and so he might want to do that. Waste some farming space, so let's do that. There we go. That way that house has got a nice view of the river. Okay. There we go. They're getting on with this house quite slowly, but we're only in the middle of March. We've got workers there. We've got one man looking for a job, right? Okay. Make him a builder. Okay, now I must admit it is quite a distance walking here. I do hope that with all these constraints I've put in that we're going to get all the houses done, but we're looking okay. We're looking okay. Okay. We need another house. Okay. And that'll go in quite nicely like that. We want to move the house. I think put this one like that. Maybe a little bit of an angle to keep with the ridge. There we go. Okay, how does that look? Yeah, I think that looks great. Okay. Next we're going to put in a little, I think we're going to put in our next house. So now we've got a ridge here. See, maybe I'm wanting to do is keep to this ridgeway here. Make this so that it's got a little pathway going across here. And shall we do that? Yeah. Bend out the where's the, I mean, I think some houses along this ridgeway would be wonderful. Okay, so let's do that. Make it a bit longer. As I said, these are the founders' houses, so we're going to give more room for them to grow and sort out themselves. Maybe because we're going to have a very odd-shaped house in here. Actually, no. Let's put the odd-shaped house in first. How's that? That would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. Okay, this is going to be too long. Too long. Okay, great. Now the house itself would want to maybe sit like this. Get a nice view of the river. But this we're going to have to, it's going to be a very odd shaped house, this. And we're going to put it like that. I'm sorry, my friend, you're not going to have as much garden as some of the... Did I just cancel that? Oh my word. Okay. Right. I am so sorry about that. Okay. So we'll put you here, back here, with your view of the house, of the river, and move that here. So, no, that doesn't. Ah. Does that work? Yeah, that works. Okay. Maybe move it this way. Actually, now that I think about it, give it a little more space by going this way. Still give us a straight road through here. Well, relatively straight. Okay, that's fine. This time let's put it down. Okay, we've still got 9, and we've still got 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 houses to go to make sure that all our families, because they all need to be in houses by winter. So let's do this, carry on with the odd-shaped houses. Okay. No, yeah, I would like him kind of to be up here, kind of overlooking the water. I'm just not convinced that's going to be able to. He's going to be able to get to all of his property. So I think maybe let's get him building. Let's get him here. And there we go. Okay, great stuff.